And this is what a lot of folks are doing, is swapping out these flatbeds because, well, they're just not great. Why? Because look how heavy this thing needs to be to maintain a zero torsion on that habitat. This thing is monstrously heavy. It is super thick steel, way more than what is really necessary. So we're removing this, gonna put a zero torsion subframe on it, make it lightweight and strong and super durable for off-road or on-road.
First step, make sure you put the subframe on the right direction. So we're going to confirm our edge to center, our center to edge, and make sure that we have the right orientation front to rear before we put it on the truck and start laying it out like you saw in the prior videos.
How do you know which side is the front?
Look at your Globe Trekker customer print.
The customer print.
Customer print.
Yeah.
All right, this subframe, we're actually lucky for two reasons. One, it's symmetrical. Second, I told Dave to put a sticker on it, so I left a note on the back.
What?
Dave, I need a sticker.
Oh yeah, I'll be.
So this is the rear.
Oh, by the way, I think the customer also got lucky too because, well, it's a Globe Trekker zero torsion subframe. It is the best. I might be a little biased, but probably is the best. Very tight fit.
So we used some fine-tuning cardboard, and we got this level where we want it. Now we're kind of positioning it. We have from our customer print 25.8 inches from the center of this to the edge of the box. We're going to go with just even 26 to make it easy. Your preference on how far you want to come off the cab. We're going to go with a 3-inch gap, so we're right at 29 and just a change over. Now we're going to square it off. One thing to consider is the box will come out here about 3 inches off. It comes straight up, so it will give us a little bit more clearance at the top of the cab. So now we just square it up, start marking holes. While we were laying it all out, we're confirming interferences of any hoses, things like that. Now this is our DEF tank, so we're going to bring the DEF tank filled neck this direction, DEF vent tank this direction. We'll put the DEF filled over here. You know, we're just kind of playing it out as we go. Every truck's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to find your best path.
Just need to snug up the side brackets so that we can get an accurate punch on the truck frame.
So every truck is going to have a new puzzle. You got these holes, you've got brackets, you got bolts, you got where you're gonna put these braces. There's lots of options on what you're gonna do, and you never really start with a clean chassis. So you can turn these, find your best spot. The goal being is you wanna be able to keep it symmetry. All right, I'm gonna actually drill these top 2 holes so I can actually have clearance to come through right here. Have clearance for bolts and nuts. Pinch this bracket on. I got nice access here on the sides to be able to get all the bolts in. And then, yeah, I just won't have one bolt less, which is our safety factor the way we engineered it. That's not a problem. I'm gonna take a die grinder, cut this flush, and I'll put a nice weld bead in the top. And yeah, if we need to take this apart, we can actually turn this and pull the bolts out, spin it, and we're home free. So no worries. Options, lots of options. All right, Dave, you're up. Time to drill some holes.
No.
All right, so we've got these saddle plates. A lot of guys don't like putting holes in the top of the flanges. That's a very valid comment because it does weaken that flange. A lot of people are okay with putting holes in the side. So we have this optional side gusset bracket, which actually you can bolt right to the side and will pinch everything in place. Mark your holes here where you want them. Bolt your holes right here. You can weld these on if you wanted to weld them onto your chassis as well. So if you're lucky enough that your holes line up to the top, you can use them that way. But there we go. That's how we're gonna put them on.
So I got 2 holes drilled and went ahead and put the bolts in, and now we're going to use a punch to make sure that we get right directly inside the center of those holes. So if you have the liquid springs, it adds this extra flange. And as you can kind of tell,
That's a lot of metal.
That's a lot of metal. It's like 3/4 of an inch or so thick. It is beefy. So drilling these holes out is not going to be easy.
Or fun.
Or fun. Take your time, use some WD-40 and a sharp drill bit.
And invite a lot of friends or Dave to come over.
Ixnay on the 8th day.
How you doing? We're that good here. 5. How about you, Telcom? Go. Guidance, you happy? Go. 700 feet, 21 down.